right. Now, these are the control charts for variables. Now, we have seen that x bar chart and r bar chart, right. It is used to monitor the changes in the mean. So, x bar chart is used for what? To monitor. How to monitor? To monitor through the change in the mean. Whether the mean is been changing. How? The central limit we have drawn. The central limit is again UCL, LCL and CL. How is that we have derived this UCL? Using the mean. We have derived this limits using the mean as such, right. Now, this is derived through the mean as such. Now, mean is what? This is the mean. And the other one, this R bar chart, right, R bar chart. In case of R bar chart, we have the same limits UCL, LCL, right. Whereas, what is that? R bar? R bar is this, right, the range. We have drawn through the usage of range, right. We have drawn through the usage of range. This point is R bar plus some value, that is x, assume it. This is R bar minus the same x value. This is the lower limit. So, we would have identified this by R chart, and the upper one same. This is x bar is the, right, x bar is the mean plus the x value, right. Now, similarly, x bar minus the x value is what is the lower control limit. These are the application. So, you can see the R bar, it is used to monitor the dispersion of variability of the process. Dispersion, how much it is changing over, how much it is having a dispersion. Why? Because range is what? The highest minus the lowest value, or right, highest minus lowest value. These are the one which we have been applying in R bar charts, right. Right. So, we would have a problem. Construct a x bar chart, right. Construct a x bar chart. A factory produces 50 cylinders per hour, sample of 10 cylinders, right. 50 cylinders per hour, sample is what? 10. Cylinders are taken at a random for the production, right. Cylinders are taken random for the production at every hour, and the diameters of the cylinders are measured. Draw x bar and R bar, right, charts, R charts, and decide whether the process is under control. For n is given, right, for n is given 4 and A2 is a constant given 0.73, D2, D3 is given, D4 is given. This constants will come in the formula, right. Now, I will show you the solving of the problem, right. Now, you can see here, that is, this are the, right, for n 4, x1, x2, x3, x4, those are the total 4, right, and n4, that is each and every one consists of 10 sample. N is given as a 4 and each one consists of 10 samples, that is x1 consists of 10 sample, x2 consists of 10 sample, x3 consists of 10 sample, x4 consists of 10 sample. This is the values which are being given. Okay. Now, these are x only x, right. Now, how is the formula identified? Sigma is what? Now, summation we are supposed to do, right. So, before going to this, write down this formula first, write down this formula. Now, this, right, now write down, right. So, 1, right. Right. So, coming to this particular, the sample are given 10, we have n value total 4 and sigma is what we are, right, we are supposed to add this, right, summation of all of this and divide by 10. So, what is that we will get, divide by, right, we divide it by 4. So, summation of this and we divide it by 4 as such. So, what is that, 230 plus 238 plus 242 plus 250 equal to 960, that is sigma value divided by 4 will get the x bar value, will get the x bar value. Similarly, we need to calculate for all of this. Similarly, we need to calculate for all of this. So, once we have calculated, next we need to find out the range. Range is what? The highest value is what? The highest value is mentioned, right. Highest value I will mention in red and in green I will mention the least value. So, this is the least value. So, highest minus least value is what is the range, is what is the range as such. So, like that, here highest value, least value is 218, highest value. So, I will mention all the least values. Right. So, now the highest value, right. So, if you find out the range, you will get the values, right. Now, here 242 minus 218, 24, 240 minus 222, 18 and 25, 17, like that all the values you would have got from the range which is been minused, right. Now, the range values you have got it. Similarly, from summation of this, right, summation is what, 960 divided by 4, you will get the x bar here, and similarly 910 divided by 4, you will get the x bar value. Now, all this you do the sum, all this we need to do the sum, that value is this much, right. And finally, the range also has to be calculated, right. The range also has to be calculated, that is 196. Now, once it is been calculated, this is what, x bar, this is x bar and this is r bar values. Please note, this is x bar and this is r bar values. X bar is equal to 2345.75 and r bar value is equal to 196. Okay? Right. So, we will see the application, right. Now, x double bar is equal to, x double bar is equal to what? X double bar is equal to summation of x bar divided by m, it is nothing but the total sample, that is 10, is equal to how much? 2345.75 divided by 10 is equal to 234.75. And similarly, sigma r we have got, r we have got, summation of r we have got, we are supposed to do the division, then we will get the r bar, right. We have summated the r, doing the r bar, that means summation of that divided by 10 will get the value which is 19.6, 196 divided by 10 is nothing but r bar, right. Now, these two are important in applying to the formula x double bar and r bar, x double bar and r bar. Now, right. Now, the formula for the x bar is CL, right, central limit is equal to, right, central limit is equal to x, right, and x double bar and UCL is equal to x double bar plus A2 constant, right, multiplied by R bar, and similarly LCL is equal to x double bar minus A2 constant into, right, R bar. Now here when you apply the value, right, already in the question the value is given, A2 the constant is given, A2 the constant is given, okay, 0.73, right. I will show you how to find in the table, right. A2 constant the value is given 0.73, R we have found it out already, x double bar we have founded it, apply in the formula, you get the values, right, you get the values which is equal to 249.06, and similarly, right, we have the calculation of x double bar and R bar, apply it, you will get the value which is 220.72, right. Now, right. So, if you see the value 0.73, what is the sample size actually? Right. Sample size n value is how much? 4. So, this chart will be given to you, this table chart will be given to you. In that table chart, A2 constant value is given, right, in the question, it is nothing but 0.73, and D3 value is 0, D4 value at that particular point is 2.28. These are the constant, right, these are the values for this, these are for R chart and A2 is for X chart, A2 is for X chart, D3 and D4 are R charts. So, we are finding out now the X chart, that is X bar chart. Now, this under the sample size 4, A2 value is equal to 0.73, right. So, based upon the sample size we need to select it. So, we have drawn this particular, we have made the calculation of this. Once we have done it, now we have been applying that particular, we have represented each and every levels, we have represented all the one what we have calculated. Now, what is this? This is the sample 1, sample 2, sample 3, sample 4, sample 5, sample 6, sample 7, sample 8, sample 9, sample 10. Okay. Now, UCL we have calculated from it, UCL, CL and LCL we have calculated from it. Now, if we see here, the one which is here, right, it is just crossing the limit, it is just crossing the limit. It lies with the responsible of the producer whether to accept it or not when it is crossing that particular limit. If it is here, directly we can reject that particular lot. If it is here, directly we can reject that particular sample, right. Now, while we are rejecting the sample, we have, what is that? We have total n, how many? 4. That means, for every sample we have some value 230, assume it 230 and 300 and 270 and 310. This is what is the 4. Sample number 9, this is sample number 9, right, because 9 after this sample number 10. Sample number 9 with this value, I have assumed this value with the sample number 9 will be rejected based upon the limit which is crossing beyond the UCL. So, that is the where the control charts are being used as such. Okay? Right. Now, so next after the X chart, right, X bar chart, we are going to work out on the next one, that is the R bar chart. R bar chart, we have already find the R value, right. We have seen the previous one, that is the D4 value, D4 and D3 value, right. I will go again once there. See, at what? This n size is how much? N is equal to 4. For factors for R chart, what we require? at this is what? D3 equal to 0, D4 equal to 2.28. This will be given to you, the tables will be given to you. So, here the values are being given, at that level we apply it, right. So, we apply here the D4, right. The formula is what? Right, the formula is directly, this is what is the formula, nothing but CL, right. CL is equal to R bar, UCL equal to R bar, right, and D4, right, or D4 R bar, whatever it is. LCL is equal to R bar D3, right. So, it is nothing but R bar multiplied with the D4 constant and R bar multiplied with D3 constant, that is UCL and LCL. Now, these are the values. For D4 the value is this much and D3 value is 0. So, this will be the values which would have been got, okay. When we apply it, right, and remember, right, at any given point of time LCL value, right, can be 0 but not less than 0. That means, if this LCL value, if this value comes in negative, right, if the value comes in negative, assume that if the value comes in negative, so assume that it is negative 19.96, though it is negative 19.96, the value has to be rounded to 0. The value has to be rounded to 0. That means, at any given point of time, the control of quality can be accepted only to the 0 level, but not the below the 0 levels as such. Okay? Right. Now, we draw based upon the R chart. This is the R values, that is limit R 19.6 and UCL 19.96 and LCL 0, right. Now, this is what? Right, these are 19.6, what we have find it out. Here 19.96 and LCL 0, right. So, that is why if you see that axis it is 0 and LCL is 0 and 19.6 is the, right, the upper value, right, 1 minute, right. So, this value is the 45.50 UCL, right, UCL is 45.0, this is 19.6 and this is 0 value. Okay. Now, UCL is 45.50 and the CL is 19.6 and the lower limit is 0, and again I am making you understand LCL at any given point of time, it can be the least value 0, not less than 0. That means, negative value will not be there for LCL. Though the negative value is coming, we have to round it off to the 0 level as such. Next to the R, right, what we have constructed, we have the construction of X bar chart. Sigma is given, one more problem, right. A quality control inspector at Coca-Cola soft drink company has how many? 25 samples. Second problem, we have 25 samples. How many observation? 4 observations, right. 25 samples and 4 observations. Each of the volume of the bottles filled. The data and the computed means are shown in the table. If the standard deviation of the bottle operation is 0.14, right, 0.14, then what are we supposed to provide is, based upon this we are supposed to find out the control limits of the 3 standard deviations for bottling operations. So, what is that we have given? Samples count, it is being given 25 samples. How many observation? 4 observations in how many? Each and every sample. Okay. That means, right, if sample 1 is taken, we have under one sample 4 observations, right, like that. Okay. Now, this is what we say as the observation, right. This is observation 1, observation 2, observation 3 and observation 4. How many sample? We have total 25 samples. Okay. Now, what is that we are supposed to do? We are supposed to find out the average x bar. Average x bar, what is that we are supposed to do? Summation of this, right, divided by 4. So, find out for all this, you will get the values, and the overall summation, that is, this is what the overall x bar total summation, x bar total summation of x bar, this is summation of x bar. Similarly, R value is being given, this is summation of R value, summation of R value. So, once we have founded out the summation of x bar and summation of R, then we would have the problem based upon the, right, calculation of standard deviation. This is for exclusively for R charts, right. This is exclusively for R charts and x bar charts we are going to work out. We have already worked out with R bar chart previously. Now, we are working out for x bar chart. Now, under the x bar chart, the formulas are been given. Remember, the formulas are the first one which is been given, that is x double bar is E plus or minus z sigma x bar, the first UCL, and x double bar minus z sigma x bar. X bar we have identified, x double bar what we are supposed to do? We are supposed to sum the total and divide that by how many? 25. That value will be the x double bar, right. And once you note this formulas, we will apply that in the formula, right. So, standard deviation S is equal to, right, this one, sigma x bar is equal to S by root of n, and S is equal to R bar by D2. So, once you have written the formula, we will go to the next slide. Right. Now, we have calculated previously the value, right. We have calculated the previously the value in, right. So, that value we have got how much? 398.75. Total sample is 25. Divided that value, we will get how much? 15.95. That is nothing but x double bar. That is nothing but x double bar. Okay. Now, applying that x double bar, we would get, right, x double bar is this one, and the formula is given what? X double bar, right, x double bar plus z sigma x bar, right. So, what is that? X double bar is equal to 15.95 plus z is nothing but the 3, because we are taking how much? 3 sigma, right. That z is being given, we are taking the 3 plus or minus, right. So, 3 as we have drawn in the diagram represented, what we have done? We have drawn this particular diagram where from this end to this end we are taking, and how much is this value? This value is nothing but 3 sigma. So, this value is what is z value. Okay. Now, that 3 is been applied here, and sigma x bar is how much? Sigma x bar is equal to 0.14, right, divided by root 4, So, once we apply that values, right, how have you got this? For you may have a doubt that how you have got the 0.14 and root n, right. See here, given value S is equal to how much, right. The S value is equal, S bar is how much? S bar here, right. S bar is equal to 7.17. Okay. And D2 value D2 value how much at the given level, D2 value is given, all right. So, applying those value of R bar, you will get the value of 0.14 divided by root 4, which is equal to 16.16 for UCL and 15.74 in case of LCL. So, these values are plotted in the graph. So, these values are plotted in the graph. Once we have plotted in the graph, you would find out the 25 samples from here. That is, the first sample is here and the 25th sample is here. This is the upper limit and this is the lower limit. No product has crossed above the limit or below the limit. So, all the products which are being manufactured are within the limits as such. Okay. So, as per this particular process control, all the 25 samples with 4 observations all are accepted for the purpose of making the sale process. Okay. Right. So, next to the X bar chart, we come to the control charts for attributes. So, under the control charts for attributes, we have the 2 charts, which is the P chart and second one is C chart. P chart is for quality characteristics that are discrete and involve yes or no for good or bad. That means, it is exclusively it decides about the quality process, whereas the X bar chart and the R chart has more relevant to the understanding on quantity parameters. Similarly, C chart for discrete defects it is used. It is used for discrete defects. How many defects are there? For example, the discrete chart defects, for example, if you take the glass, this is one glass. Okay. Now, if this glass if it is broken, the blue represents the broken in a glass. Now, though it is broken, the product would be rejected, but what do we calculate here is whatever the rejection is happening because of 1 breakage or 2 breakage or 3 breakage or 4 breakage or 5 breakage. Number of breakages within that particular glass is what is being identified here, because in case of C chart, each defect is not just understood only because of the rejection, but each defect is being identified that how many actual the breakages are there within the glasses. That is what we do in case of C chart. Whereas P chart, just we try to reject the product based upon whether there is a defect or there is a no defect. If the defect is there, we would reject. If the defect is not there, we would accept it. That is it. But in case of C chart, even though there is a defect, that defect is been because of 1 breakage or number of breakage. It is been understood more in depth, because so that there may be a process correction which can be made, so that the glasses breakages can be reduced. Similarly, the all other processes can be reduced with such kind of defect progress in the process of the production. Okay. Right. Now, as said, the control charts for attributes are 2, which we go through as per our syllabus, that is the C chart and the P chart. Now, the P chart, we have a problem, we will work out with a problem. The production manager of BKT tire company has inspected and he has identified what? There is a 5 random samples with how much? 20 liters in each, and shows the number of defect tires in each sample of 20 tires. So, based on these factors, we are supposed to calculate the control limits. Now, see, there are 20 samples and 5 random samples are being taken from it, right, for each one. There are 20 samples, right, and total within that number how many? There are 5, right. So, each and every 5 are being taken. Under that 5, how many defects are there, right? The number of observations sample for each observation, how much? We are doing 20, and out of the 20, we have 3 defect in case of the sample number 1, and similarly sample number 2 we have 2 defect. Like this, the summation of the total sample of 25, right, of 20 gives us the 400, and similarly the defects we are supposed to identify. Since we are trying to identify the number of defects, the summation of that will be done and that will be reflected, and with this too we are supposed to identify the fraction of defect. Now, the fraction of defect is what? How much is the defect actually of this particular 3 is that, right? Now, 3 divided by 20. So, how much value you get? We get 0.15. So, the fraction is nothing but the percentage of defect for each and every sample. The percentage of defect for each and every sample. Now, once we have done all the fraction of each and every sample, we are going to sum that particular fraction. Now, the summation of this particular fraction will be the value. See, the total number of defects, right? The control limits are being given in the form of the formula. This is the formula, right? The control limits are being given. This is the formula, that is the root of p bar into 1 minus p bar divided by n. Now, n is how much? N is equal to 20, and the total number of defective tires are how much? We have seen it, that is 40, that is the p bar. P bar is equal to total number of defective tires, that is 40, by total number of observation, that is 400. We get the value which is 0.10, right? 0.10. Now, p bar value is equal to 0.10. We apply that, right? We apply that p bar is equal to 0.10, and we get the value which is equal to sigma p value, and UCL is what? UCL is equal to, right, p bar plus sigma, z is nothing but 3, and sigma p, and similarly LCL is nothing but p bar minus 3 sigma p. Now, this, why the z is equal to 3, I have mentioned previously. The diagram which represent, that is from this limit to this limit, we have 3 sigma value, right. So, 3 sigma value is the value which we take in the statistical, and that is why we represent z equal to 3, right. So, once we have mentioned that particular value, we would substitute that value and find out the p bar UCL, and UCL we have got how much? 0.301, and LCL we have got the value 0. Right, 0. See, remember, right, this is minus value, minus 0.101. So, as I mentioned previously, in case of the control limit, any value which comes in a negative value should not be considered. It has to be rounded off to what value? 0 value, because in a quality perspective, the quality cannot be below 0 values. So, any negative value below 0 has to be rounded off to 0 values. Okay? Right. So, this application of this values into the formula of UCL and LCL, we get the limits, and this limits we would substitute in the bar chart. Now, while we substitute in the bar chart, we will get the control limits in this format. Now, this is the previous one, UCL 0.301, right, UCL 0.301, this is what is the UCL, and this is how much? 0.10 is the CL, and negative value, we have got the negative value in case of LCL, though it is negative we should round it off to 0 because negative value is not considered while calculating the quality process, clear. Now, this is the limit. So, what is the limit? We can say that the limit of this particular range is from 0 to 0.301. Now, these are how many samples? These are 20 samples. Now, this is the first sample and this is the 20th sample. All the samples are within the limits of upper control limit and the lower control limit. So, all the samples are been accepted for the purpose of the quality check. So, that means all can be accepted in terms of processing for further production. If some of the sample is been beyond this, that means beyond the UCL, then we would be, or below the UCL, we are supposed to reject that particular samples as such. Now, this is the P control chart. P control chart is nothing but proportional control chart. So, next to the P chart, we have the last type of chart which is called as C control chart, right. So, C control chart is about the customer complaints, and here also we take into the consideration of 3 sigma control limits, that is upper control limit and the lower control limit, right. Now, a problem in the C chart, the number of weekly customer complaints are monitored. Now, under the number of weekly customer complaints monitored is, right, are at a large hotel using a C chart. Complaints have been recorded over the past how many weeks? 20 weeks. Develop a 3 sigma control limits using the following data. See, the number of weeks are mentioned here, it is 20, and for each and every week we have the complaints, number of complaints, and totally we have till this particular complaint. So, 20 weeks total complaints put together, how much we are getting? 44. So, the total summation of the complaints are 44, and this 44, right, we apply in calculating the value of the formula for the C chart. Now, the C chart formula has been given here, right. The C chart formula has been given here, that is nothing but C bar is the C chart, and the control limit for upper is C bar plus Z root of C bar. Now, Z is the, again I am putting it, the Z is nothing but 3 sigma level, right. Z is nothing but 3 sigma level. So, instead of Z we can also write as a 3. So, this 3 directly substituting it, C bar value, what is that we have got? We have got total the 44 complaints we have got, right. Total 44 complaints we have got for how many weeks? 20 weeks. 44 divided by 20, we get the value which is 2.2, that is nothing but C bar value is equal to 2.2 value, right. C bar value is equal to 2.2, and that 2.2 value applying in the, right, formula, we get the UCL limit. For example, UCL is equal to what? Right. UCL is equal to C bar plus Z root of C bar, then what is that? C bar is equal to 2.2 plus Z is nothing but 3 sigma. So, 3 root of C bar again 2.2. How much the value you are getting? You are getting 6.65. That is what is the value you get for the UCL, right. UCL, and similarly calculating for LCL, we do the calculation and that value we get again. Here we are calculating it. So, LCL again I am calculating it. LCL formula is what? LCL is equal to C bar minus Z root of C bar is equal to 2.2 minus Z is equal to 3, and root of C bar is again 2.2, which is equal to minus 2.25. So, as I already mentioned, you should not take into the consideration of the minus value when it comes. So, the negative value will not be accepted in the quality acceptance level. So, this value will become what? It will become 0, right. So, the LCL value will become 0. So, the upper control limit is 6.65 and LCL value is equal to 0. When we substitute these values, right, when we substitute these values, we will get the chart, right. This representation of those samples are been pasted in the chart. So, when we put it in the form of a chart, we get the chart in this format. So, how many we have taken? We have taken 20 samples, sample number 1 and sample number 2. For 20 weeks, the defects are been, complaints are been registered. Now, after registering complaint, right. So, the limits we have already seen, right. The limits we have already seen, this is the limit 6.65 and the lower limit is 0, right. And the CL is, right, C limit is 2.2, right. So, 6.65 is the upper control limit and the central limit is 2.2 and the lower limit is 0. These are the three limits. So, after plotting in the diagrammatic representation from the sample number 1, right, from the sample number 1 to sample number 20, after plotting in the diagram, we can see that no sample has crossed beyond the upper control limit and below the lower control limit. So, there is no complaint which is beyond the limits or below the limits. So, we can accept the process as being given, represented in the diagram as such. Okay? Right. So,